Hey, yo, what's poppin'? I'm Chad. It is early. I know it's not outside the issues. It's about to pop off because we are supporting our number one group of people that made us what we are. We love them more than anybody than in the world, and that's the Heroes Initiative. And tonight, we've got Seawood.
Hey, what's going on, Chad? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, but you know what? It wouldn't be a party without the great legend himself. What's
Coming
up,
at you live, the Hero Initiative live auction, man. It's going to be a good time. But you know what? We have the guy that put last year's number one auction in all the YouTube comic book community. This guy put it all together, and that is Strictly Comics. What's up, Edwin?
Woo, woo, woo. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I put in a lot of work, but I really couldn't have done it without the community.
And that's one thing that we're going to dive into real quick. And I'm going to give a holler out too. We've got Kakarot in the chat. We've got Daniel Yabra, Charles McLaughlin, Downright Nerdy Podcast. What's up? Wait. I got to say that. It's me. It's DNP.
Pretty good.
He paid for that.
Well, let me tell you, down near Yabara, classic Taco Dan. Ain't that right, Edwin? Man,
Yeah, that's a Taco Dan. Yeah.
And well, you put Hero Initiative and you put the word auction in a title, boy, he's going to be here mile after mile.
He's aficionado. Thank you for joining us, guys. But we got to announce the one thing that happens every time this year, around this time every year, and that is the Heroes Initiative auction. And it couldn't have been brought to us by
That's what it's all
Edwin
about.
himself. Strictly Comics. You are the man. I appreciate what you've done. I even threw out your real name. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good, man. I have nothing to hide. Yeah, it's been great, man. Last year was just monumental. It just blew everybody away, and we're hoping to kind of do the same thing this year. We'll see what happens. We got at least 3 weeks because looking at what we did last year, we needed at least 3 days and then some. So I decided to go ahead and do at least 3 Sundays, and if we need to add more after that, we will. But for now, we got 3 Sundays lined up.
Well, I mean, you guys last year, how much did you guys raise last year? I think it was almost close to 10K.
We raised over 10,000, but because of the super chats, Google takes 30%. So we were only able to donate about 9,500, which is still pretty cool. So it's not a big deal.
Well, I mean, you guys did a great job actually with Legends and participation last year and us donating some stuff. It actually helped us out a lot. And I mean, Carson, if you can talk about that a little bit.
Oh, yeah, the Hero Initiative. I mean, I hate to turn this into an infomercial, but I absolutely love what they do for, the community of creators out there. I always tell my story about how they supported Michael Turner in his last days. I went to a Wizard World probably about 2006, and Paul Jenkins, another writer, creator in the comic book world, he was doing this pool game, and he would allow fans to play pool with him. Of course, they would have to chip in to the Hero Initiative to get into the pool tournament or what have you. But he was just whipping out all that ass. Paul Jenkins was, and someone finally limped up to challenge him, and it was Michael Turner. And I've never seen so many people at a gathering at a comic convention in my life to when Michael Turner was able, with his bone marrow cancer and all, he was able to go get up and play a game of pool with Paul Jenkins. And I thought that was really cool. The Hero Initiative to come up with that idea and, let them do that in the middle of this big convention floor. But there's a lot of people that helped out. The creator of Hulk, Herb Trimpe, they helped him out a lot when he, in his last days as well, when he was suffering. And he was very grateful. That's why his last days, you see a lot of prints signed by Herb Trimpe, a lot of comics signed by him that went right to the Hero Initiative for them to sell. So I think it's absolutely important. If you guys, collect comics, like comics, appreciate, especially some of the older working creators, it's absolutely important to help out the Hero Initiative because they're about the only ones who are helping out those older creators because they didn't have any 401ks, insurance policies. They were just, creating your favorite characters with minimum return on investment. They went straight to DC and Marvel, so they're kind of doing that type of stuff that, DC and Marvel isn't able to do because they didn't create pension plans for these people.
Now, I want to give a story to these guys. I mean, they're out there, they're pounding the streets, and they're essentially, again, like Carson said, they didn't have their 401k. They didn't have the health and benefits. And they're still out there signing what they did. And for example, we talked to a gentleman named Brett Booth down in Baltimore, and Heroes Initiative was wonderful for us when we were in Baltimore. They supported us wholeheartedly. They allowed us to interview all their personalities. And it just worked out really well. But Brett, he is, Carson and I, is one of our favorite guys. Brett Breeding. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
He did, the Return of Superman and the Death of Superman. And one of the biggest things that he did was Connor Kent. And in a conversation with him, I said, hey, love Connor Kent. He was like, you know what? I have the original artwork somewhere in my house. And I explained to him that I had lost my collection, and he sent me, which I got on Monday, the original panel from Don't Call Me Superboy, I'm Superman.
No way.
And
that's awesome, man.
It was just a really cool note that he wrote with me. He wrote on the panel. It had the editor on the sheet. He actually put there's all the editor notes on there. Hey, can you change this? Can you do this? And he said, hey, I'm not changing anything because this is yours. Congratulations. Wow. Thank you, Comic Corps. And these guys, they need our support. And one of them unfortunately gave everybody the flu in C2E2, and that was George Perez.
Oh yeah.
And
George Perez, man, he was really sick, and a lot of he's not doing cons anymore because up until that C2E2, man, he was getting sick a lot, and that's one of Edwin's favorite creators of all time is George Perez, man. Edwin, tell me about your love for George Perez and just what that guy's done to entertain you with that kick-ass story, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, George Perez is a fantastic artist, and he's probably one of the biggest advocates of the Hero Initiative. When he was here early last year, he kind of come out of hiding because he had been recovering. He was at a shop, and he signed all day, and of course the line was huge. But he wasn't charging anything to be there. He was just showing appreciation because of the donations that were donated to the Hero Initiative from Houston, I think the previous year. But he had lost a lot of weight. He was pretty skinny. He wasn't as filled in as what we're used to seeing him. But this guy is definitely a titan in the industry, and he's definitely going to go down as a legend. And I pray that he is able to be pretty healthy and strong, especially, in these latter years, because I think he's still got something to give, even if it's in a private signing or something, maybe not so much doing the convention scene and a lot of traveling and whatnot, because everybody knows that he loves to give. He's a giver. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't need anything from anybody. He likes the fans, and he likes doing fan service. So this guy is just great. I mean, his art detail and what he's done. I know he came back with the Superman and the New 52 when it started, and this guy's been all over the place, man. So he's a fantastic artist and a fantastic legend.
Edwin, another one that we got to talk with in Baltimore, who was a lot of fun with, and I'll let Carson tell you a little bit about it, because him and Ketrin got to interview George Perez's other half, and I'm talking Marv Wolfman, the writer of Infinite Crisis. And if you've seen Infinite Crisis, mm-hmm. people on TV, the way the monitor was just narrating the opening intro, it was like reading freaking Wolfman on Crisis issue 1. Carson, how was it interviewing one of your idols, man?
Oh, man, that's yeah, go ahead, Chad.
I have to interrupt because I was the one that had to go pick him up.
Yep. Yeah, you got to tell this story too.
Yeah.
And I went over, and I mean, he is probably one of the sweetest men I've ever met. He said, I don't do interviews. And I said, it's okay. We're not going to ask you anything hard. And he goes, okay. And his wife said, good luck, and gave him a kiss. And he walks over to me. We're walking over to the booth, and he says to me, and he's like, can you hold my hand? So no, he's an older gentleman, and I'm walking him through the crowd. I'm holding his hand, and he goes, and we stopped probably about 20 feet away from the booth. And he said, how do I look? And I said, you look great. He goes, do you like my Nightwing sweatshirt? I said, yeah, it looks great. He said, can you help me zip it up? So I zip up his Nightwing jacket, and he goes, oh man, there's a lot of lights there. I'm like, it's okay, man. You'll be great. And then I sit him down, and I forgot that Cat was cosplaying.
Set him next down to a damn hell
He
demon.
sits down next to Hellboy, and he goes, you're very scary.
Yeah. Oh,
But one of the he goes,
and a
since
great
Johnny
interview.
Carson in 1978.
Damn. And you got to love Johnny. And it was a great interview. Carson, like, did you have the butterflies interviewing this guy?
No, I mean, I did a little bit just because I was like, man, this is kind of a big interview for the Comic Corps. But at the same time, I was just like, I knew Kat was going to mark out big time. So I'm like, Kat, take it away. Because I knew she had a lot to say. So I kind of just let Kat get all her questions out. Then I asked a few things about, you know, his 80s work, especially with George Perez and the new Teen Titans and stuff. So that was a blast. So big thanks to the Hero Initiative for being able for us to hook that up, because that was bucket list for me, getting a chance to, because usually my interactions with him, Legend, you know, we got to meet him at C2E2 as well.
We did.
And he was like, you know, obviously that was like, you know, you're getting your signature and you're getting shuffled along the line queue basically. So you get like 2 seconds to talk to a guy. So it's nice to actually sit down and talk to him for, you know, that 5 to 10 minutes and really get the, you know the guy. He was very nice.
One thing I was wanting y'all to ask about was when Wolfman did the Fantastic Four with George Perez, because a lot of things Wolfman was doing with the Fantastic Four, he brought that over to the Teen Titans, you know, kind of taking a little outline out of Stan Lee's book, but how are the Titans going to live? Where are they going? What's their base going to be like? How are they going to pay for it? You know, and also really give you that family, family thing, you know, with those Titans, and to make sure those Titans were a close-knit family style group. And, you know, the cool thing about that is that's really what the Comic Corps is. And that's a lot of the same values is what you see when you watch Edwin do his affordable auctions on Sunday nights. And it's, you know, what drives him to do the Hero Initiative live auction. And this is going to be your second year, Edwin. Are you going to try to do this annually?
I'm taking it year to year. I would love to do so, but it is a lot of work. A lot of time is involved. Legend, as you know, you helped me out a lot last year. Shout out to C. Woodard, Chad, everybody else. I mean, you guys were just so generous last year. But I want to. We'll see what happens. And yeah, I mean, and my wife and I are trying to get pregnant. So if I have a baby next year, that's really going to change things. So, but the plans right now are to just continue year to year.
Hey, well, it's always fun, at least trying, if you know what I mean. I love that stuff, man. You know, one thing I'm excited, though, I'm going to be hanging out with you on the first night, which is going to be, is that going to be next Sunday or this Sunday, actually? This Sunday, 14, 15, 16. It's the 16th, right?
It's the 15th. The Sunday is the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I didn't make my flyer wrong. No, I did not. It's going to be this Sunday, the 15th. We're going to start an hour earlier than we're doing the affordable auctions, just because I don't know where it's going to go. Legend, you know that we did almost 5 hours.
Oh God, yeah, they were great, but I tell you, like, that's why I've retired from auctions, because I got scoliosis, minor scoliosis. You know, I can walk and I can talk and sing and dance, but I can't be sitting in the chair. care, no 5 hour. But I'm going to hang out with you, you know, for the first little bit of it, and we're going to have a damn good time. Do you know some of the items? Can you give us any hints on some of the items you're going to have for the auction?
Yes, and quick shout out to Bueller. He helped a lot last year, and he's actually helping out big time this year.
And he actually has a message. Strict Comics. Hey, hello, saw your message. 20 to 7 p.m. Somebody's calling me. Sorry. He's all set for you. So just let you know.
So fans, you're going to get to see Comics with Bueller on the Hero Initiative live auction. So make sure you tune in. He's one of the best guests in the West. But yeah, you're going to love it, people. You're going to freaking love it. But what else, Edwin, like, what's some of them items you got? Are you going to have any like awesome, amazing Spider-Man books or some good DC books?
Well, let's just say this. If he's still in the chat, Brian B from Take the Time Collectibles just sent me probably 7 to 10 donations. I haven't had a chance to look at them yet because I've been busy, but we have so far ASM 300. We got some original art. I've had 90% slabs already. And one of the big ticket items, which I think is going to be a real hot item, is an original drawing or artwork by Clayton Crane himself. He donated it. He donated it when we were at Fan Expo Dallas this year. I reached out to him, and he, very humble guy, just he was kind of hard to, he's got all these people at him at one time, but I was patient, and he donated at least a $500 to $700 art piece, especially if you see what stuff sells for out in the open market on eBay when it's slabbed. It is a very nice Venom artwork, and it's going to be a hot item. I'm probably going to do it this Sunday, if not next Sunday. But what's really important is you guys follow me on Instagram, and here's the reason why. And I'll put it in the chat. Because I felt like I left people guessing on what was going to be auctioned off each day last year, trying to get people to stay throughout the whole show. I don't want to do that this year. I'm going to post every week on Instagram what exactly is going to be auctioned off that specific Sunday. That way, if you want to just check it out, you can just scroll through real quick. If there's something you're interested in, stick around for the show. If not, join us next week. I don't want to waste people's time this year because of a potential 4 to 5 hour auction. So just follow me on Instagram at Strictly Comics, and you'll be able to see what all is going to be auctioned off this Sunday. And the pictures are going to start coming actually tomorrow. There's none up yet, but they'll start coming tomorrow.
Hey, Legend, awesome. There's a message in the chat from Big the Snake.
Big.
I don't know if you want to respond to that because it kind of replies to Heroes Initiative.
Screw C2E2. Come on down to the Sunshine State at MegaCon.
Do you want to make
or just do both? First off, what state's the Sunshine State? Because sometimes when we talk about sunshine, Florida. Okay, you're talking about Florida. Damn, all right. My place is somewhere else. Yeah, so Florida, man. This year's MegaCon, it's going to be off the chain, man. We're going to be rocking and rolling down there. The Comic Gore is going to be representing. A ton of other YouTubers are going to be in Florida. I still need to get off work and stuff, but I'm going to try to make it to that. Carson, what's your thoughts on that MegaCon?
Yeah, pretty much the same deal. I hope I can make it. Got to get the days off work, but yeah, I think that's where the Comic Core presence will be felt this year.
Yeah, if I get the days off,
I'm gonna hands down. Ready? Fuck it, I got the fucking house.
Oh, okay.
We got a house. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna be roasting a pig. It's happening. We're coming to MegaCon, and it's all being brought to you by none other than Heroes Initiative. Right. We will be announcing the guests as we go. Also, on our channel, starting hopefully next week, we will have, what were those guys' names, Carson?
Wait, what?
Those guys on our channel.
Which guys?
Well, you're going to have me and Carson at the booth. We're going to be on the mic dropping the rhymes like no one's got them.
That K-Fab shit.
Oh,
Kayfabe.
Ed Pixor, and I can't remember the other name you told me.
Oh, the ones that do X-Men Grand Design,
Yeah.
and the Fantastic
Mhm,
Four.
yeah.
There's old Stinkor and Beast
No,
Man,
their name's not Stinkor.
Skeletor.
That's why we can't have good, nice
We're
things.
live,
We should have
pal.
wrote all that shit down. But yeah, those people that did the X-Men Grand Design, and my personal favorite, the Tom Scioli will be there or wherever in MegaCon on the. Yeah, I'm just excited. I still haven't read issue 1 because there's like over 1,000 freaking panels in that.
Starting next week or the following week, Jim Rugg and Ed Piskor,
Yeah,
with
the main ones,
will be doing their podcast, KFab Cartoonist, on our channel on Thursday nights. They're going to be taking over the Outside the Issues. And
when you said K-Fab, I'm thinking K-Fabe, like the wrestling
well,
terminology.
that's probably what it's called.
Probably what it's called.
But those guys
Actually,
will
they might be
take
wrestling fans.
the channel, and they both are huge Heroes Initiative supporters.
Oh yeah,
And I spoke to them, and they are working on something exclusive that will be auctioned off the final week of the auction.
okay, that's good stuff.
And if the winner wins, that particular winner will be on the cover of #1 Grand Design X-Men Grand
Wow.
Design. So
Nice.
they are willing to do that for the Comic Core. So guys, this is something that you need to support. This is something that is able to bring you the content that we were able to deliver to you guys in Baltimore, or we're going to be able to deliver to you in Orlando.
MegaCon, yeah. Orlando, yeah.
I forgot where it was.
Write it down
So-
in your hand, Chad. You'd be all right.
Dude, I'm not Rock. I'm not the Rock.
Anyway,
Okay.
can I ask Edwin a question?
Yes.
Sure.
So we got 20 plus people watching, which, by the way, thank you guys so much for catching us live.
Brian
If
B
one
in the
of these
house.
20 people want to contribute to
Oh, yeah.
the Hero Initiative auction, Edwin, where can they hit you up for donation information?
I'm glad you brought that up. We are always looking for donations, and what they can do is they can just email me at strictlycomics with an X, strictlycomics@gmail.com. The only thing I really need is a picture of your donation, a good picture. Please make sure it's not blurry or anything, and the condition and your commitment that you're going to actually send it out once we collect payment from the winner. That's the only thing I need. I know a lot of people are thinking like it's a lot of work. I gotta, spend money on postage and ship you my donation. You don't have to do none of that. All you
Not
have
at
to do
all,
is just give me a
Last
good
year-
picture. Yep. That's
Last
it.
year, I sent you like 4 pictures.
Mhm.
You raffled them off, and you sent me who won, and I sent them out. Again, on the bottom of our screen, if you can see the scrolling text, the Heroes Infinite auction Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern on Strictly Comics. Please click on this, check it out. It's going to happen.
Yeah. I can't say enough about it. And, I want to thank so much, so many people in the community for donating. I know sometimes that this hobby, we can, get a little selfish, we want to keep everything. But it wasn't like that last year, and it hasn't been like that this year either. So thanks to everybody who's already been donating, and thanks to people who is going to be donating, because like I said, 100% of all of the proceeds will be going to the Hero Initiative. I've been completely transparent on the whole process all the way through. What I'm going to do different this year that I did not do last year, I only did for the donors. But once we get all the money collected, once everybody receives their items, I'll actually do a video where I'll share my screen where we actually do a video where we actually process and send the payment to them. Last year, I just took a screenshot and sent it to all the donors. This year, I want everybody to kind of be in on it and show complete transparency.
That's awesome, man.
That's
It'll be
awesome.
fun. It'll be fun getting everyone together. You'll be live and you'll be doing your thing, and then you'll be doing the screen cap of sending the money, and then that way everyone in the chat can be there for the ride. Because I mean, if you really think about it, especially all the money that the comic book community raised last year for this great cause, to help these comic book creators that we've grown up with, these people, when they're in need and they need medical help, and we're there to give it to them. I mean, it can get kind of emotional, Edwin. I'm sure for you, I mean, that was a moment that, you I bet probably never thought that much money could be raised by this community to help those creators, man. How did it make you feel like emotionally?
Emotionally, I was like a little schoolgirl, man. I mean, I was getting very emotional and eyes watering, and I couldn't sleep. To be honest with you, I couldn't sleep after each auction because after we would spend hours doing it, I know Legend, everybody else would go to sleep.
I slept good.
I started watching it over again once it was uploaded.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife, she was very supportive, and she was just kind of celebrating with me throughout the success of the charity auction. And it was great. Real quick, though, definitely people check out the heroinitiative.org because they had 2 or 3 stories uploaded this year of creators who they helped out, who had some, I think, some medical needs. I think one had some outstanding bills that needed to be met and paid for. So check out the heroinitiative.org and watch some of their testimonies and little success stories that they post.
That's it, because every little bit, fans, that you can donate to the Hero Initiative. And, if you can't make it to the auction, like Edwin said, just go on over to heroinitiative.org, make a donation over there. But, man, you're not going to want to miss this comic book Hero Initiative live auction over there on youtube.com/user/strictly comics, man, because it's the home for the affordable auction on Sunday nights, but he's turning that into, for the next 3 weeks coming up, these Sunday nights, he's turning it in and just giving it all back to the Hero Initiative. And you can be a part of that. You can make that happen right along with Edwin and help all those great people that have, gave us all that entertainment through all these years. So, man, it's going to be a damn good time. Man, I think we're running out of time. Any final thoughts? We'll close this bad boy out. We'll close this bad boy out with Chad. But, Carson, any final thoughts from you?
Now, just huge shout out to Edwin, especially. I mean, for doing this a second year in a row. Last year's auction was phenomenal between you and Great Legend. So, for sure, kudos to the two of you. But I'm glad it's happening again. I love the Hero Initiative. I love the work they do. So, big thanks, Edwin, for keeping that support up in the community.
I love the Hero Initiative too. And, when you go and see a lot of the creators at these big cons, on their table, you're going to see a little bucket and it'll have the Hero Initiative logo on it. And that's, they throw some bucks in there and they'll take the bucket to the Hero Initiative because they truly believe, the good cause that Hero Initiative is, because they know one day, even the younger creators, they know one day that could be them. The roles will be reversed and they'll be the older creators, and they'll need a little help too. Before we get to Chad to close us out, Edwin, any more last shout outs or final thoughts and just excitement for this Sunday?
I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to come on and kind of promote this. Even the promoting is a lot of work. But while I'm actually thinking about it, because I get so caught up in what I got going on, shout out to Chad RCG. He's got an auction tomorrow, which I don't think I'm going to be on, but I'm going to help out. I'm going to donate some, and then Keep It Thorough is doing a charity auction as well. So actually a lot of giving going around this year, which is good. And I know that was one of the goals that I wanted to do last year, was hope that it would encourage more of that. And I think that, outside of that people are getting into a more giving spirit, especially during this Christmas season. So that's all I got. Thank you so much, you guys. And I look forward to the progression of this second annual charity auction.
Heck yeah. And Chad, what do we got going on tonight, a little bit later?
So tonight we have Outside the Issues, the final teardrop caught, put in my pocket episode of Outside the Issues coming this Thursday night with Cat Ren Figures, Carson's, or C. Woodard 19. I'm sorry, Carson.
In kayfabe, don't break kayfabe.
Really? We've been calling me Carson for the last year plus, and you're apologizing now. Okay.
And Legend.
I like it because
Ledge will be there.
Work and where
I
live
call
at.
him Ledge, and I've called him Ledge for a year. But yeah, we have the final Outside the Issues, which is going to be Off the Rails. Tomorrow night we have Off the Rails, and starting next week we have the kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
How do you say
Kayfabe with those.
Say it, Carson.
Kayfabe.
Yeah, kayfabe.
Kayfabe podcast starting
Kayfabe.
on our channel, and we will also be debuting the new Jeopardy Family Feud game show starting on next Saturday.
I was hoping for Mousetrap. That's classic.
Well,
Classic board game.
if you want to be a part of it, hit us up. It is if you're a collector, but the focus needs to stay on Heroes Initiative.
Hero Initiative. That's it, man.
And Heroes Initiative is being huge in the Comic Core, and they are supporting us enough that their MegaCon will be brought to you by none other than the Comic Core.
That's it, man. Hey, show the Hero Initiative background on the big screen, and I'll do a little bit of that little voiceover work. 2019 Comic Book Community presents Hero Initiative Charity Live Auction. And this is going to be on youtube.com/Strictly Comics. You know your home for every Sunday night, the affordable auction. But this Sunday, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th of December at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, you're going to find some of the best deals you're ever going to see in the comic book community. And a lot of these auctions, hell, maybe even all of them, will be starting at 99 cents. So, man, pick the pennies off the ground, and you know where to be found. You're going to be sitting your butt in the chair watching the screen because Strictly Comics, he's the one, and he's going to show you how we make some money for that Hero Initiative. Ain't that right?
Hey, nobody could have said it better, man.
Peace.
All right, that's it. So, fans, thank you so much. Tune in. I think Discovery Bay and Who Dat got an auction coming up tonight, but tune in for 9 Central, 10 Eastern tonight for Outside the Issues that we go over Crisis on Infinite Earths, and we talk about that new Ghostbusters trailer. So this is the great legend, and for the Comic Core, we're saying peace out. God bless.
Bye, everyone.